today we're going to try and restock on some chainmail supplies. So we're running low on links. I have to build a new mold for that, so we're gonna have to get that on the road. And also, like, I bought some timber, in which I'm going to build an armor stand out of, because after working on it last week, it was really hard to keep the thing on the table. I think an armor stand would really help, so we'll do that. Anyway, let's put on some music, get to work. Nom, 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 nom. I'm feeling techno. What do you guys feel? Copyright free techno. All right. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Major Kafir. I might remember you. Depends on what you say next. There's a lot of people I remember. Are you gonna ask me about proposing and farting again? Is that it? I hope you're not that guy. Swear to God, I will ban you. I was the one to ask about ninjas and samurais. Oh, I think I do remember you. Um, yeah, I remember. You asked who would win, ninja or a samurai, right? That was your question? Are you that guy? I remember answering that question. I don't think you guys can see much from there. I'm gonna move the table or move the camera a bit. Oh yeah, yeah, you were that guy. Yeah. In the straight, yeah. So I remember straight up fights. Ninjas wouldn't win, but ninjas do not attack. Do not try not to go in straight up fights. They fight very unfairly. So um, they even employ tricks and misinformation to scare their opponents as well. See, like some people believe that ninjas were very mysterious and sort of like sometimes called them demons from other worlds because they could do like seemingly impossible things. So, for example, right, I think a good example of this is that before a ninja would set up secret paths that only they knew about, like across rivers. So they would stick like posts in the water so that they could run across the water just by running across these wooden posts that they prepared earlier. And on a night where they're trying to like get away, all the people would see is that the ninjas are walking on water. And this sort of also spreads rumors and misinformation that works towards the ninjas' advantage. So they fought very unfairly, but a samurai, in a straight up fight, a samurai would win. Yeah, so welcome to the workshop, by the way. Made Majo. Can I just I'm just gonna call him. I'm just gonna call you Joe. So welcome to the stream, Joe. This is the workshop that I usually work out of twice a week. We do most of the heavy lifting here. A lot of the major project work happens in this workspace. Currently, we're restocking on some rings. So trying to restock. I used all of mine, so I'm trying to like restock. But would samurais have full body armor? Would a ninja's weapons be able to penetrate that? So like the thing is, like ninjas would purposely like let me. So there's two. There's there's something wrong with that line of thinking, right? Like when you want to kill somebody, um, you don't aim for their strongest part, and the ninjas are fully aware of this fact. So if a ninja was to attack a samurai, they would always and like for anyone who does fighting, for that instance, a samurai, when you're fighting someone, you don't win by hitting them in the strongest part. So even though the samurai do wear like full body armor, there are still gaps in the armor. So there is gaps on the neck, the armpits, the groin, back of the legs, and underneath the arms and wrists. So generally, like, these weak spots are well known, and a ninja would go for these spots. And because a ninja would usually strike from, because a ninja would usually have first initiative, because they never attack head on, they always try to do ambushes. So the ninja would always aim for these spots first. It's very rare for a samurai to sneak up on a ninja. Usually the ninja would always have the first strike, so they would aim for these weak spots first. And in those weak spots, they are generally not well armored. Generally. In fact, like those weak spots, before they started using chainmail, those weak spots are just gaps in the armor. It was just clothing. So as long as you aim for those, you're pretty much good. Pretty much. I hope that answers your question. Always aim for the weak spots. What happened to the armor I was making that day? It's still there. Um, it's there on the floor, but I get to it when I have time. I usually rotate between projects, so just to keep it fresh, you know. But it's over there. It's still here. It's just I'm working on making rings right now because I'm in short supply. I need more. But it's still there. We'll get around to working on it when we if we have time. But if you haven't noticed, I have a whole bunch of timber that I'm starting up a new project. So I'm gonna make an armor stand out of all that timber I bought. So that's the plan today. I really need an armor stand for home because I'm tired of having my armor on the floor. So I want to see if we can build a armor stand, and if that turns out well, we might build another one for the space. I don't think I could do anything with this. We'll just leave that out of the way. But I have one more coil, and then after that, we'll have to start making our own again. All right, so still making rings. Yep. Yeah, usual time. Yep. Bro, are you cutting rings? Yeah, I'm cutting rings, and so this is not even like the full jig. This is like just a mold that I made out of some wood. It's very simple to make, but it's absolutely so essential to making these things by hand. So it's designed for a hacksaw, so you can just hacksaw your way to victory. And also like you need to wrap your coil in masking tape. Otherwise the rings. See, like the only way it's gonna get cut if the coil stays together, and it's the tape that holds it together because it's just sticky and it's just paper. So you have to wrap it. The wrapping is important. If you try cutting it without the wrapping, the coil gets loose, and because like you're using a hacksaw, like all the rings don't get cut at the same time. So you need something else to hold it together when you cut all the way through. Otherwise, it just becomes a mess. But do you want me to go into explaining like the design of this, or you just kind of know what it does? Um, it's simply just a hole in a block of wood. We didn't drill it all the way through. Obviously, we have like a drill like a slot for the blade to go down. And at the moment, like this notch initially started like in the center of the drill, like the hole, like the bore that we excavated out. It really started in the center of that tunnel, but because we've worn it down a lot, it's slow. It's actually reached the bottom of the cavity, but it's really useful. I couldn't cut rings without this thing because once you cut through the coil, it just goes everywhere, and you need something to hold it in place as you're cutting it through. So essentially, we're feeding this mold just sections of the coil wrapped in masking tape. You like with a tip using this, you want to overfeed the coil just a little bit so that when you grip it on one side with the vice actually squeezes the coil together. So you want to overfeed it by maybe one or two rotations. And then once it's compressed, we just cut in the slot. The slot basically guides the blade, so you don't have to keep it as straight as you need to. The guide, like the slot, just guides the cut all the way through. And because you're cutting a coil, you will feel a jump when you cut through the first layer like that, and that's when you know you're done. And after that, like the tricky part is always like just trying to make that coil come outwards of the mold. But because of the paper, you can generally just grab it. You can also tap it out, so it's not that annoying. But that's probably the most tricky part about this. And then you just have all these rings, right? And that's how you can make a whole bunch of rings at the same time. Like it's better than just cutting them like with pliers. Because before I had this mold, I was doing it with pliers and it just hurt my wrists because I was just like chomping through it. But with a hacksaw, you just saw through it, and it's a lot easier on your wrists. The other advantage of using this hacksaw mold is that your cuts will be perfectly flat, because if you use a plier to cut the wire, it will pinch. It will pin, like if you are using regular wire pliers, like cutting pliers, they will leave a pinched edge, and a pinched edge basically your edge will form a point, and you won't be able to match up the the ends when you're forming the rings on your chainmail. So that's the added advantage. You get flush cuts. Now you can get a cutting plier that gives you flush cuts, but it only does flush cuts on one side and it pinches the other side. So it's just too much time like wasted to try and correct that. So you may like having this hacksaw mold saves a lot of time, and also it gives you like really cool cuts. So as you can see here, like we've got a ring. If you look closer, it's got a flat cut. I'll show you like an off cutting of a plier. Okay, so this is an off cutting of a plier. Like that end there is like a pinched end. It's got like a little point, so it's not flat. And it just makes your chainmail look ugly. So try and get flush cuts where you can. Yeah, so like I said, the coil is sometimes hard to get out. So we're making a lot at a time. It's quite nice. It's just that there's some dust in it, but that's okay. Almost done. Like I'll be moving on to making a start on that armor stand. We're very close to finishing. I could in fact show you how I turn these, if you like. So I start off with raw wire and I turn them into the size I want. So basically I turn raw wire into coils and then I cut. But we're at the cutting stage when we're forming the rings. Don't you feel playing real life Sonic? Yeah, it feels like that sometimes actually. Especially when the rings fall on the floor and I have to go and search for them. Especially feel like Sonic when I drop them. I bump into something and I drop all the rings. What would be good for carving? I'm carving a wooden skull and the block I got is hard AF. I don't know what tree it's from. You want to go for a softwood. I think you like balsa is like the most softest you can go. In fact, it's very soft wood if you're practicing. It's also good for prototyping if you want to get stuff done and figure out your method before you work on like your exotic tools. So I would highly recommend balsa to try and figure out how you want your your carving to look. And then use pine. I think pine is like super common and it's very soft. So balsa and pine. This wood is like redwood, or no, it's jarrah. So it's very hard, which is good for molds. It doesn't deform as much. But go with pine. It's a very soft wood, and it grows fast. Generally, like woods that grow quickly are soft woods. So I would recommend pine for those projects. But start with balsa wood, and you could like another thing that can contribute to your speeds is like how good your knife is. So consider getting a very good carving knife. Pretty straightforward, yeah. Do you have a wood that is twice the size to cut twice as much? So there has to be a balance between how big this block is. So I'll show you what I mean. Right, I'll show you what I mean because I can actually demonstrate this. So you want a good balance with how thick the block is. You want a balance between how thick the block of wood is, because you remember you're sawing. So if it's longer, you're going to have less room to move with the saw. So you don't get nice, good strokes with it. So I can demonstrate it because I have another block. So these are for different diameters of ring. So I have a block here, right? If I made the thing twice as thick, first of all, I don't even know if the vise is able to grip that thick. So we're like pushing the limits here. So now that we theoretically have a block that is twice as thick, right? Theoretically. Now the saw doesn't move as much. Sure, I could get some strokes in, but it's very short strokes. So the thicker you make your wood, the less movement you have to saw, and so it has to be a balance. I'm happy with this length because it's good enough, and also like you forget that the more material you put through, it actually slows you down because now your saw has to cut through more material. So if I made this like 1 ring wide, I could cut through it instantly, right? So the more rings that I add on is more material I have to cut through, and that saw, like the more rings you put through your coil, like the longer you are going to spend on sawing anyway. So you don't really save time. I mean, if you double the amount of rings that you're sawing through, like you're not going to save. You'll lose time as well because you have to cut through so much. So yeah, we could make those improvements, but it won't be as good as you think. So it has to be a balance on how thick this mold is. You don't want it too thick. Because after all, you still need to saw through, and you need to move backwards and forwards. Yeah, well, almost, and this is the last bit, so very, very easy to make these. Just have to clean up this edge. So yeah, just remember that you will be slowed down by how much material you have to cut through. Do you have a wood that is twice that size to cut twice as much? I don't. So this is does the smaller ring make for stronger armor? It does actually. But it's a trade-off because the smaller the ring, the heavier it will be. So it's because like smaller rings end up with a much denser weave. It ends up with a denser weave, and so with a denser weave, you're using more metal per square centimeter, and it ends up being heavier. So it's a trade-off. It's the video game rule, right? The heavier you are, the less you are able to move because it's heavier. So it's a trade-off. Yeah, it's a more denser and tighter mesh. So while it will offer like more protection, it will end up being heavier. Ow. I mean, and at some point, you might like your chainmail might be worse than plate armor. Like on all levels, because plate armor only has like 1.2 mils, 1.9 mils of metal protecting you, but then it's like a solid plate. But chainmail has a weave, right? So you can make it as dense as a You can make it like as tightly packed to the point where it's pretty much plate mail. Um, but it ends up being worse because because it's a circle, because it's a weave, you're not dealing with just one layer. You're dealing with like two layers, maybe I would say 4 layers, because the full circle is pretty much a square, and so you're pretty much weaving together 4 times as much plate mail as you need to. So like too dense, and you're worse than plate mail, and you may as well just be wearing plate mail. So it's always a trade-off. Um, if you don't mind how thick your armor is, um, even then, like there's a better alternative. Instead of going chainmail, you could go for a uh, a doublet or a gambeson, which is basically just thick plates of material. Your armor will end up looking really thick and pillowy, but it'll still work. Yeah, mostly like it will just stop slashes. Piercing is really weak for this armor. So anyway, thanks for watching. We will be making a part 2, so look out, stay tuned. If you like what I do, watching crafting and stuff and explaining my method, consider upvoting and following, and I'll see you in part 2. Also, if you want to watch this in HD, you can follow the YouTube link above. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next in the reset. I'll see you in part 2. Four millimeters. All right, so we're back again. We're very much going to try to make a start on this armor stand. And I'll save this rod for later. Okay. All right. This guy needs a ban. All right, let's see. I think I have the plans around here somewhere. All right, I'm just trying to install all I need to get this going. Okay, so I'm gonna build one of these. Yep, I'm gonna build one of these. But we gotta cut all of our stuff to length first. So I hope I have the correct lengths of wood, because it would be bad if I didn't. Um, oh, okay, so let's do it. Let's see what we can cut up. So cut one at 28 inches long. What's 28 inches? So 28 inches is 71 centimeters. All right, we just need a pencil. All right, cool. Just need a square rule. Make sure it's square. So we're just working with timber right now. We don't want this side. So cool. All right, so we're gonna cut. Now I gotta use the right saw for the job. There's no big saws around here. Might have to use the shit saw. Okay, I think we should mark it all around the block. So let's do that. Don't want that bit. I might have to use my metal saw because I don't have a saw big enough. Ah, woes me. What type of armor would stop a pierce from a sword or, well, plate armor. Plate armor would stop a piercing type move. But the problem with plate armor is that it's too stiff. It's not good for movement. So that's why, you know, it's a balance between using chainmail and it's a balance really. Using chainmail and, you know, plate mail. Please what? You just said please. I don't know what you meant. That's not a straight cut. I wonder if I could use the saw. I'm gonna try. Oh wow. See if we can use this thing. It's not quite a bandsaw, but all this scrap makes it hard. Alright. I'm going to see if I can use the coping saw. This may or may not go faster. Oh snaps, you're going to need a hug for that one and a major long drill bit. Maybe. Maybe. Can this press it down? Let's just see how whack this is. It's definitely been sort of welded together. Just gonna put some give in there. I think it's best if we... Oh yeah, okay. I understand. This thing has to hold it in place because it's going up and down, basically. So it has to be tight. It's alright, I guess. It's a little noisy. I guess I could file the rest. But with cuts that are more central, I think it would work way easier. F. Why are you guys saying F? Pay respects to the blade. What do you mean? Oh, you mean who are you? Who are you mourning for? The saw or the mechanical saw? It was I don't know. It seemed good enough for me. God damn, you guys are just trolling me now. First time using that saw, it is actually. So I see where you're coming from, but I think we'll be fine. I think the saw will forgive me. Okay. It's an alright saw. It works fine. It's just a little noisy, and I gotta make sure the grip is pretty much spot on. So I don't know how to sand this. Okay, so I'm just gonna rasp the rest of this. So let's see. Get the big rasp. So this is just a wood file. I usually use this to do bow making, but it's generally useful to just when you want to take off a lot of material, as we are doing now. I should probably square. Yeah, it's all square on the all sides, so I can see how deep to make the cut. I think I got most of it off, so I can just go nuts. What's with the F? Are you guys still saying F? Oh my god, really? Who are you guys mourning for? Like the saw is just fine. The saw is just fine. The family understands. Do you want us to pay respects for the family of the saw? I still don't get it. I still don't know who you guys are mourning. All right, well that's our first piece ready to go. Man, you guys are still saying F. Like, what's going? It's the phone on the wrist. Oh, right. Oh, for you. The phone is fine. It's a heavy-duty phone. I don't know what you guys are crazy. Also, like, you're not getting high frame rates, so you're not seeing, like, I'm seeing my own stream now, and it's not actually, it looks slower than it actually is. It's not capturing all the frames, guys. Relax. It was actually moving much faster than you saw it move. So, first piece, we have a couple of. I'll show you the plan. Actually, it's probably easy if I show you the plan. Do I look like a guy with a plan? I'm just a dog chasing cars. So we got like a couple of pieces to cut out. So this is the entire plan. We're trying to make one of these. right? So this is the armor stand that we're making. We just built A, like piece A. So we're just gonna label this A. We're IKEAing our own stuff. Can you make sure the saw is okay? Do you want me to call the saw's father? Because the father of the saw is right over there. I mean, he's actually on station right now. So rip this poor tree. Yes, we're cannibalizing this tree, giving it new life as a piece of furniture. That's the So we cut one. We need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces. Okay, so we got piece A. So I'm going to set this aside. So we got piece A. We're going to cut out piece B, which is 22 inches long. I think I will switch. I don't have any inches. That's the thing. We live in Australia. We don't have inches on our measuring tapes. I'm gonna ask around actually if we have like another measuring tape. I saw another measuring tape floating around here. I'm just hoping it has like a inch measurement. God damn it, it doesn't. No. What's the conversion?
Who uses inches these days?
Americans.
2.54
and really obscure, huh?
2.54 centimeters to an inch.
2.54.
Yep.
All right, so I just got to multiply by 2.5. Yeah. All right. Okay. No, I'm converting from inches to centimeters.
Yes.
A lot of people in my chat are saying F for the saw. I know this is the new meme of the stream. We have a lot of activity here. The saw is just fine. I told them the saw was fine.
This one?
Yeah, that one. I used it. It was it's okay actually.
Yeah, I mean it's probably slow for cutting that stuff.
Huh?
Were you cutting that stuff?
Yeah. It's
slow.
just wood,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So is the stand we're making going to be for your cell phone? No, it's going to be for armor. What? Like, read the title, guys. Read the title. What time do you think it's ready? How much time is left? T? I don't know. I have, I don't know how much time I have left. I have 20 minutes, but I will be resetting the stream, so don't you worry, guys. Why is it T now? T for tree? What time do you think it's, let's do the math. Like, at this rate, we made One Piece subs. We'll be resetting the stream, guys, so, you know. It's the journey, man. It's the journey. Okay, we're getting rid of the small pieces. We're gonna move the small pieces out of the way. We need one at, like you said, it was a 2.5, multiplied by 2.5 for the conversion. So we need one at 22 millimeters. Yeah, 22. So 22 times 2.5. 22 times 2.5 is 40. What's 40 times 2.5? So 80. Shit, I'm bad at math. So 20 times 2.5 is 50. So 50, 55 centimeters. We need another one at 55 centimeters. .5 times 22, so that's 5 plus 50. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, 50, so it's 55. So we want 55 centimeters for this piece of wood. So we want to keep that bit. So we're cutting here. Okay. We're going to try to cut it all on that coping saw. See how this works out. All right, here we go. I will zoom in and enhance just so you guys can see how well it goes. I might need to move. Oh, that's bolted in. Okay. I have to move. This is bolted in too. Okay. I think I can move this out so I have space. There we go. All right. I think we need to tighten some of this. Okay. I think we're ready to rock and roll here. There. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. It's just a little smoky. It's fine. Maybe I should mark out all the planks first. Just yeah, like I'm thinking maybe my hand saw is a bit better, but as you can see, like there's a bit of charring on the wood, which implies that the saw had a bit of friction when it was cutting, and it was starting a little fire, which is why there was like a smoky kind of smell. It's just a little smoky, it's fine. It's fine, guys, it's fine. It's meant to be on fire. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Like it smelt a bit smoky. Like these are scorch marks. I don't know why it just happened at the beginning. Or was it towards the end? I think it was towards the end. But something about it was like, I think maybe because I cut through the wood and because I was pushing it past, like the wood was like clamping against the blade, so it was like clamping the blade, and because we pushed it against the blade was rubbing against the wood. So that's why like maybe towards the end there, I was like actually squeezing it together, and we were making like it was it was burning because it had a bit too much friction. So I think like just for future reference, we will take it easy towards the end. But it's fine. The saw is fine. Yeah, all right. What's the next one we have to cut? Just a fraction too much friction. That's exactly right. Maybe you could just use the rasp to cut. Are you crazy? That would take so long. I mean, I could just use the regular saws to cut. I mean, we have like hand saws, so we could use those. We could also use a chisel to cut, but that would also take a long time. All right, I need to cut two at 2 3/4. So 2.75 times 2.5. That's too hard for me to calculate. 2.75 times 2.5. 6.875. I'm just going to round up to. Oh, actually, I'll round down. So I need to cut two pieces at. I'm just going to say 6.8. 6.8. You're going to be up all night at this rate. Well, I'm glad you chose to join me instead of sleeping. Sleeping is for the weak. So just looking at that calculation again, 6.8 is what I want to measure. All right, 6.8. Well, that's a very small piece. So this is going to be the feet, I think. This is going to be the feet of this thing. This square rule doesn't seem very square. All right. Maybe I was just crazy. All right, so these are going to be the feet of the thing. So we're going to just cut that piece. And since we're going for, we need 2 of these things, it makes sense to make another one. So we're going to measure another 6.8. We want to undershoot here because we want the base to be able to rotate on itself. I'll show you what I mean when we're deeper into it. Okay, so we don't want that bit. So just if you, for the non-carpenters out there, this marking means you want to keep the clean side. You want to, and you mark the bit you don't want. So that way you can position the blade on this side rather than the side you want to keep. Otherwise, you're going to mess up the dimensions of your cut. Because, like, if you didn't know, cutting wood eats up a little bit of material. You know, this thing doesn't actually hold dick. Whoa. Time is almost up, so we got like 5 minutes left. I don't actually want to use this because it... Alright, well, this is 5 minutes ago. We will be restarting the stream, so I'll be making a part 3. So don't you worry, you don't have to spend coins on me, because I will be restarting. But spend coins if you want to, but I will be restarting the stream. If you like, you know, crafting stuff and medieval stuff and, you know, samurai history, well, I don't do the history bit, I just do a lot of crafting. If you like crafting and a little bit of Super Smash, consider following. Really help me out. And also, the saw needs a retirement plan, so it will really help me out if you consider upvoting and following. And there's a YouTube link above if you want to watch in HD. I also have tutorials on there, and I'm open to suggestions on, you know, what would you like to see as a tutorial. Strangely enough, it seems to be happening maybe at the bottom of this, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Okay, cool. We got our feet. Abusing the saw again. Absolutely right. But I will be restarting the stream, so don't worry. Um, we have a little bit of time left, but I don't have a bandsaw. I'm just saying I've used bandsaws before and it would work much better. I hate oscillating saws. It's just terrible. It's sort of like oscillating sanders. They're just terrible. Just get rotational. This is a tiny tin type blade for metal. Do you think so? It feels like the teeth are actually quite large for what it is. The teeth, yeah, it actually, you might be right on that. It might be a metal blade, so I might be cutting. I might be doing this wrong. It looks. It. I think you're right. I think it is a metal blade. Maybe I'll just switch to hand saws. Seems to be much faster. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay, so I got the feet done. Yeah, okay. Now cut 2 at 36 long. Okay. So what's 36 times 2.5? $91. All right. 92 mils. Can't make it with this tiny thing. Was it? Yeah, 92. Or 91 and a half. 91.1. Mm-hmm. Just use a crafting table and make an arming stand. Jeez. What do you think this is? This is the crafting table. As you can see, I've placed my wood like over there and it's not working. This is like a modded version of Minecraft. Thank you. Look, I got all the sticks. I got all the timber lined up. See, it's on the crafting table. It's not working. It's not working, guys. See how it's not working? I don't know what version of Minecraft you play, but that's not how you make an armor stand. Shaking my head, God. Just don't shake your head at me. That'll do. We just need another one. Just rechecking the plans. Okay, yep, I need 2 at 36. inches. Maybe we should just cut off the rough side, because this seems like a dress cut, so cut off the rough side. I'm gonna measure it again. This doesn't look all right. That was really off. All right, cool. Just gonna cut through this. Sorry, I was measuring stuff. We didn't really miss anything. I like to make just want to make an initial cut all the way around so that the cuts can guide themselves. I always cut crooked. Those are not even cuts, but that's okay. We're just gonna file them off. Okay. We did it. 2 lengths.
Good news.
Hmm?
Good news.
What?
The shear has been ordered.
Yeah, so I hear. It's
Yeah.
not here yet.
No. It's in the post though, apparently.
Oh, cool.
ETA whenever it arrives.
Yeah. I actually do have some armor I want to modify with the steel shears.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the meantime, we'll make this armor stand.
Are
Huh?
you cutting much wood at the moment?
Yeah. Well, that's actually a metal blade, so it's actually faster to cut with the hand saws. But we could actually use a big hand saw. That would be great.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a lot to cut, I could always bring in a saw.
Yeah, it's all right.
I have more than a few saws, like electric saws.
People are backseat crafting. They're saying, to make an armor stand, you just put the wood on the crafting table, and then you'll have an armor stand. It's like that's not how it works.
I think some of these people may be living virtual.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, see, look, all right, I'll demonstrate that this doesn't work, okay, guys? So we have a whole bunch of wood on the crafting table. I don't see an armor stand yet, do you?
No, you got to come back in.
It's not working. It's not working.
You gotta come back in 12 hours. It takes time. See the progress bar?
But they're saying like I need to make a crafting table first. This is a crafting table. What do you want about?
It doesn't have the fancy gears and cogs that it does.
But yeah, like I'm
But we are making a crafting table.
Yeah, we are. We will be, and it still won't work that way. I don't know. Could it? Does it come with a progress meter?
We could build one in.
Just an LED progress meter.
Oh no, it'll be manual. You've got to manually.
Oh, manual slider.
Yeah, slide it.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. All right. Well, I'll lock up. You don't have to stay.
Cool.
Yep.
You're gonna be around for a bit.
Yeah, for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Rock on.
All right. Cool. Let's see. So we got 36 inches, which is 91.1 centimeters, and that is D. So we got like we cut out the D piece already. Right, so we'll just move this over to the completed. All right, and then this is where it starts to get customized. I have to cut a length of timber. I have to cut a length of timber that is based on my body measurement. All right, so I got to cut one. So one of these, which is the measurement from my crotch to my crown. So that, I don't know how long that is. So we got to measure from the crotch to our forehead. So we'll try to do this as best as we can. Okay, so measure from here. It's not how it works. All right, I'll just use it upside down. I think it's fine. All right, so the length of this piece of wood should be from here to here. And how long is that? That's 96 centimeters. All right. Okay, so gotta make another cut again. Work, work. That was why it was so wobbly I didn't tie it down. Nice. I think that is E. Cut 2 of your hip to hip measurement. Take 1, then divide it by 2. Okay. Hip to hip measurement. Okay. I think that's the hip to hip measurement. So that's 34 centimeters. 34 centimeters. Take 2.5. So that's 31 and a half. Divided by 2 is 15.75. 15.75 centimeters. So this is for the hip section. I wonder if I can get away with a smaller block. It's always good to use smaller blocks first. I'll just round up to 16. Man, that keeps falling over. 15.75. Maybe just 15.5. All right. I need 2 of these. Actually, can I leave it on this angle and just cut this way? Oh, it's almost time. Well, that's it. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today for this session in the workshop. Most likely we're going to be spending Friday finishing this thing. Desperately in need of an armor stand. Thanks for tuning in. If you like crafting and just watching craft work, this is the place for you. So I encourage you to upvote and follow and all that good stuff. And I will see you again perhaps tomorrow or Friday. So please consider following and upvoting. And also, if you want to watch this in HD, consider subscribing to the YouTube. Thanks so much. See you guys. We will not be resetting. It's getting late. Yeah, that's definitely not up to scratch. It's like my worst cut. It's like so much excess. It's good on this side, just needs more on this side. Nice. That's the hip to hip, which is the F block. All right. I'm going to call it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Later.